Hey guys, what's up? It's Frost here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to effectively play an Unholy Death Knight in 5.4. This is a very great spec for DK. It has high pressure and a lot of sustained damage via dots. Damage over times. If you're new to the game and didn't know what that meant, that's what it means. Well, yeah, so let's get right to it, guys. Alright guys, first off we got talents like usual. I'm using the haste spec. Usually this is a very like unseen spec. Usually people go with blood tap and spec in the mastery, reforge mastery from haste. But this is what I do, and it's questionable. You can either do either or and it will be the same output of damage, but I find this one to be more bursty via gargoyle, because haste increases how fast your gargoyle casts and just how fast your runes regen, etc. Also I find this spec to be very good if you're doing well, mainly for bursting down healers like Holy Priest, etc. But Holy Priest especially, because I don't know, it's just it seems like it works better for me. So I go for Rolling Blood. If you're going mastery or the usual spec, which I'll tell you the usual spec right now, it's Plague Leech, Lichborn, Asphyxiate, Death Pact, Death Pact, Blood Tap, and Desecrated Ground. That's usually what people go with, and then they reforge haste into mastery. But I see a lot of people going into this now. But this is basically the Korean meta build, people call it. Like if you look at Reinhardt's channel or Gwad's, he has videos about it. So Rolling Blood, so he can easily, it's good for threes, I guess, so he can easily get your dots to everyone. Lichborn is just no-brainer. It's great. It's like absolutely great. Asphyxiate, you could go with either Chill Blades. Chill Blades would be like probably questionable, but I don't know. Asphyxiate is kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. But yeah, Death Pact, you can either go Death Pact or Conversion on this. It depends on what you're going against or like who you're facing. Death Siphon's stupid, just never use it. I remember when I first was into the game, I was using Death Siphon. It's horrible. Don't use it. Next one, these are all questionable, but usually people either go with these, Blood Tap or Runic Corruption. But if you're going into the Korean meta build, you go with Runic Corruption, and this is like the whole build. Remorseless Winter is kind of stupid. I would only use it if you're a noob to the game or like you're new. But yeah, just you could use it, but it's only, I think it's good for fives when you're doing double TSG and you can get the 5 stun off, but that's really rare. It's really hard to do. But yeah, so usually the majority of people go with Desecrated Grounds, basically another trinket except for like roots, but it's a trinket basically. Gorfiend's Grass, that's only for RBGs, rated battlegrounds. That's about it. Well, yeah, so, oh my god. That's about it for talents, guys. So now we move on to Glyphs. Glyphs for Unholy DK are a very personal preference, except for 3, which is Icy Touch, AMS, and Resilient Grip. I use Shifting Presence too, because you retain 70% of your RP when switching presences, and basically when I burst, basically you see a lot of Unholy DKs and Blood Pres, but then when I burst I switch to Unholy Presence, which Then I retain, like let's say I had 100 RP, and then I switch to Unholy Presence, and then I'll have 70 RP. So yeah, uh, that's great. It's not that big of a DPS loss. It's better to have 70 than 0. So yeah, you can do other things like Outbreak, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's a slight DPS loss. Because it costs RP. But Resilient Grip's great. Let's say a guy is immune to your grip, it resets the cooldown. AMS is great, absorbs all incoming magic damage instead of like 70% or something. Uh, which that's like basically 100%. AC Touch is awesome. Your AC Touch dispels one helpful magic effect from the target, and that's great. Horde of Winter is just this cool thing. It's snow. Geist is this cool thing. It makes your guy a Geist. So yeah. um, so yeah. That was a weird sound I just made. Basically, sorry for I'm in this chair. It's really squeaky. Go to macros or not go to macros. We're going on to macros. Presence is easy slash cast, blood presence slash cast, unholy, and that's just switching. Like if you click it a bunch, see it just switches. But I'm not a clicker. I'm actually a keybind person. But just don't be a clicker. I'll have another video about clickers and stuff, but how to not be one. Uh, Lichboard is great macro. It's basically, let's say you're attacking a dummy, a person. Okay, you're just spamming skills. You get RP, and you spam this button, and you keep your target, but your death coils target you and heal you. So that's awesome. Hold on. Yep, that is Lichboard right there. It lasts for 10 seconds, and it's great for if you're in trouble. It heals for quite a lot too in blood. But yeah, so next is rotation. But guys, I gotta say right now, there is no rotation in PvP. It's all situational. Basically, but I'll tell you one thing: what I do normally when it's the perfect situation. Basically, like let's say like I'm opening up on somebody on threes, Chains of Ice, Plague Strike, one Festering Strike, and do a. It depends. Like necrotics, like basically you spam that every time it's up in threes. Like that's your main job. Everyone loves you for spamming necrotics. When you burst, Scourge Strikes okay, but usually I do necrotic. Festering Strike when you need more death runes. Then when you burst, basically before you burst as an unholy, you want to set it up. So get your death coils. Alright, so you want to get 5 of them. Then Dark Transformation, you got a Shadow Fusion, 5 stacks. Pop that. Pop your Gargoyle and your burst. Spam Necrotics or whatever. Festering. Spam death runes. I mean death. Oh my god, death coils. I'm so rusty today. And yeah, that's about it. Actually, I have a video on burst, but it's pretty easy. That's like the perfect situation. I'll just go over a couple of cooldowns right now. Asphyxiate when you're bursting out a healer. It's good, but remember, guys, never stun monks or no, not windwalkers. What is it called? Mistweaver monks. Just don't. So Unholy Decays actually have 2 stuns. They have Nah, which is pet stun. I have and then they have Asphyxiate if you spec into it like we did. So yeah, 5 second, 4 second. So if you can actually get a 9 second stun off if they have no trinket. So that's good. And 3s also blood boil. Let's say you got your dots on this guy. See, I don't have it on this guy. Blood boil. Got it on that guy now. Look at that. And then you can do this. Oh, I got it on that. Nope. Do I got that? Whatever. Okay. But yeah, so that's good for 3s, especially Shadow Cleave, because that's all about dots and necrotics. So yeah, I mean, it's great actually. Also, Dark Simulacrum. It's great if you think a mage is going to ice block, they use it on him, and then you get an ice block, or you think he's gonna or bubble or blink, you use it, and then you get it. So that's good for some situations. Icebound, you can either get out stuns with it or use it as a defensive. It reduces all damage taken by 20%, which is great. It's like your shield wall, I guess, as a warrior, but shield wall is better, I think. I don't know. But AMS is great. Basically, when you're fighting a frost mage and they pop orb, just do that right away. Like, I'm not even joking. You're gonna die. If you get deeped and then spam ice lance, you're gonna die. It's like not even funny. I'll go over add-ons later in another video, but that's called necrotic track. It tracks how much necrotics I have on them. Outbreak is good. It instantly applies blood plague and frost fever to the target enemy. Usually, if we split DPS in 3s, if my friend's going on the healer or something, I just outbreak the healer, then do the icy touch, plague strike on my target. But I don't icy touch usually. I chains of ice, plague strike. But that's what a lot of people do actually. Death Pact, of course, is your huge heal. It depends on what comp you're doing. Either if you're doing like if you're going against a bursty comp, you're gonna want to go Death Pact. If you're not, then just go Conversion. Because yeah, it's good. But yeah, the Lich board, obviously, 100 runic power, spam it. You got the heals. Great heals. So yeah, that's about it. Desecrated Ground is a trinket. It just can't get you out of roots and stuff. It can't get you out of roots. Mind Freeze is good. It's interrupt. It prevents spell casting from that pool for 4 seconds. What else? Horde of Winter is your buff if you're totally new to DK. You want to use Death Coil every time it's up when you're bursting. That's about it, actually, to be honest.
Systems. It seems like everything stayed the same, but then ended up different somehow. Well, I took the initiative, or maybe I just think I did. I can't help struggling with my affliction. We gotta move faster for the light while we're dealing with these demons inside. While I got this feeling that we're going down, 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 down. We're moving faster than light and dealing with the demons inside. So where are the ones who made us loud? Maybe we got to do better. of the light while we're dealing with these demons inside. While I got this feeling that we're going down, 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 down. We're moving faster than light and dealing with the demons inside. So where are the ones who made us now?